George Harrison and John Lennon encounters timeline. This timeline highlights their complex relationship, filled with creativity, tension, and a deep connection that spanned decades. December 15th, 1969. At the Lyceum Ballroom in Covent Garden, London, John Lennon performs with his Plastic Ono supergroup featuring George Harrison among a stellar lineup including Eric Clapton, Klaus Voormann, and Billy Preston. This concert, titled Peace for Christmas, marks one of the first significant collaborations between the two since the breakup of the Beatles. Early 1971. Recording Imagine. In the wintry months of early 1971, John Lennon began recording his iconic album, Imagine. George Harrison contributed significantly, guesting on half of the album's 10 tracks, including the powerful song, How Do You Sleep? This collaboration highlighted their musical bond, even as tension simmered beneath the surface. George's involvement showcased his versatility and deep connection to John's vision, providing guitar work and backing vocals that enriched the album's sound. August 1st, 1971, Rift over the Bangladesh concert. George organizes the historic concert for Bangladesh at Madison Square Garden, a pioneering fundraising event. He invites John, Paul, and Ringo, hoping for a Beatles reunion. However, tensions arise when John insists on bringing Yoko, leading to a standoff. George firmly declines, resulting in John's absence from the concert, showcasing the complexities in their friendship. 1974, George Harrison's U.S. tour. During George's U.S. tour, John and George reconnect. Their encounters during this tour highlight the enduring bond they shared as former bandmates and friends, despite previous tensions. George performs at Madison Square Garden, where John attends the concert. They share a joint interview post-show, marking one of their last known interactions before drifting apart again. This period marked one of the few known meetings between the two throughout the 1970s. Despite the distance that had grown between them, the encounter highlighted the enduring bond they shared as former bandmates and friends. The last time George Harrison was photographed with John Lennon was on November 12, 1974, in the city of Los Angeles, California, after George's performance at the Felt Forum, following the Dark Horse concert tour. Late 1970s, silence and reflection. By the late 1970s, communication between George and John dwindles. George recalls a dinner at the Dakota with John around 1977, but it's marked by an underlying tension. 1980, a final connection. In a poignant moment from 1980, George leaves a phone message for John, expressing his desire to reconnect after several years of silence. Unfortunately, John never returns the call, holding on to unresolved feelings related to George's book, I Me Mine. Just months before his tragic assassination, John reflects on his relationship with George in an interview with Playboy. He describes it as a love-hate relationship, hinting at unresolved feelings between them. The exact date of their last encounter remains uncertain, but George reminisces about visiting John at the Dakota, recalling how John was cheerful and engaged, even surprising George with his extensive collection of Indian music cassettes. George expresses a bittersweet sentiment about their friendship, recognizing the distance that had grown yet holding on to the hope of reuniting in another life. The encounters between George Harrison and John Lennon after the Beatles were characterized by creativity, tension, and a profound bond. Their relationship reflects the complexities of friendship, artistry, and personal growth. As George once said, "We'll meet again somewhere down the line." Their legacy continues to resonate, reminding us of the deep connections formed through music and shared experiences.